The infinite space that separates being lonely and alone lies solely in the soul's role in showing the heart when to stop, when to start. Apart from the part of this equation is an abstract realization that life brings unto us nothing more than degeneration. And those that are lonely know the machinations of a soul that's alone, unknown, and acclimating to a life where the heart bleeds constant, forever, where the tears and the fears and the years burden our life's endeavors. Because those that are lonely know they're not alone, as they prod and they poke away at their phones like phantom placebos until a phony friend poses as someone who cares, proposing the idea that they're really there. But being truly alone utterly escapes them. They know not how the silence of being alone breaks them. They've never seen the cold tomb that I forever will inhabit. They don't know that being alone is my scapegoat straitjacket. But I'm not lonely, I'm only alone. As I stand in the crowded room, bounded and surrounded by applause that causes me to feel like I'm impounded in the social womb. And as the eyes gaze and the praise fades, the malaise takes hold of the coldness once again. And I realize that I'm not lonely, but deathly alone, like a corpse underground drowning in shame as I try to atone. All the while this infinite space is defeating me coldly, and my soul can't help but tell my heart to stop beating so boldly. Because it hurts every time that the blood flows through my veins, but my brain mistakes the pain because it feigns with free reign. I know it's insane, I just can't ascertain how this inhumane feeling still fucking remains. I'm remiss. Feeling, that is what I miss. Uncontrollable reminiscences of her lips and her kisses. The world melts away as she shows me what bliss is. This feeling, I'm reeling as her eyes peel the layers of ice from my memories, revealing a life that's appealing. Her heart is healing my wounds like a Sunday afternoon in June. Sitting on a blanket in a park as the world forgets us, it's just me and you. The sky lights up your eyes and the sun dyes your hair. The cares of the world fall gently from our stairs. Then I blink momentarily and suddenly you're not there, and I'm warily aware that I'm alone in the dark. And when I drive by that park, I can't feel alive because you walked out on me without a thought or a cause. And since that winter day, my life's been on pause. I need the jaws of life to pry open my strife. My heart's bleeding out while you hold on to the gauze. My flaws are faux pas, I know, but my heart sobs still. The claws of your memory continue to kill, but I'd do it all over again so I'd have something to feel. I'd do it all over again just to have anything to feel. All the while this infinite space constantly implodes, and the cage that my soul keeps my heart in erodes. Erosion. This life that used to stand so tall like a seawall against the ocean, stoic and wrought by heroic emotions, this Paleozoic poet erect with devotion, now eaten away by time's unyielding corrosion. Left kneeling and broken and washed out to sea, misanthropic sand buried under waves of memories. And I stand alone on the cliff where this life used to be. As the waves eat away the base, I await the top to break free. I stare sullenly down at the swirling sea beneath the void of infinite depth that separates alone and lonely. The breeze eases my need to appease the sea's disease squeeze that it has on me while my dreams are dangling from the cliff, tangling like vines in the trees that have grown like headstones on the grave of my dead bones. But I find solace in the enclaves of my heart that has turned stone. Yet I watch as these dreams break free from what seems to be the echoes of a soul that's been buried by screams. And as they fall into the depths of churning time below me, the burning inside reluctantly shows me that this world we've created has inflated hatred and desecrated patience at a pace that continues to escalate. Why am I alone? I can see it now so wholly. No one gives a fuck about taking the time to get to know me. In this world we've created of instant gratification, you only see a moment of me and think you have a manifestation, and you found justification in your alienation of my entire world because of false identification. You only see my skin, my clothes, my silhouette, yet you look the other way because you've boxed me into a mindset that I'm too ugly, too fat, not worth your time. But if you only took a minute to be totally blind, you'd find that my love for this world is one of a kind. My heart is maligned because I'm always confined by the fact I cannot share my love for you all of the time. I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I will always believe that I would die if I had to put my heart in reprieve, even though this world has beaten me with every pain conceived. But if you continue to perceive that material wealth is more valuable than health and selfless love, then when I look down from above into the grave that you've paved with regret, I suspect the money that you chose over my heart will be departed from your soul, and lonely and alone you will lie, as unforgettable and as fleeting as the greed that eats away at you for eternity. And the absurdity of your vanity and the banality of your life leaves me my anger as sharp as the cold-blooded knife that you stuck in my heart. From the start of your infidelity, incredibly I walked away from the pathetically strifed life that made you my wife. But the petty complexity of a life lived apologetically means that I've lived another day with integrity. Knowing that you loved me only theoretically, yet retrospectively I am still alive. Yet wounded and alone, this world has no room for a soul that has no place to call home. All the while this infinite space tempts me towards an early death, but my breath of another day lays heavy under my life's breadth. And once again I find myself heaving about this pain that won't stop bleeding and feeding into a hurt that I'm constantly conceding to. But alas, I continue pleading to a loneliness that I am breathing by my soul's ability to need without impeding the fact that I am missing you. And after you hear my love song, you may fear that I will not last long, but do me a favor and don't label me depressed, recessed, and suicide. I'm unified in my scrutinized thought that stupefies being alive. Because I am alive, and life is the beauty that structures breath through me, and I thank my soul for protecting my heart from unruly cruelty, but truly, I am alone. Like a stone tossed into the unknown stream of life, meandering through a canyon that's grown forgotten and unknown, but I understand the cyclical nature of falling from the throne. And through all of this pain, I abstain from the mundane strain of this inhumane life, and I continue to fight regardless of my plight. Because although I am alone, I refuse to be thrown into a death that to me feels contrite, and hope starts to feel right. While this infinite space that separates being lonely and alone lies waiting in the cold of the night, I wait for my love to find me and show me that everything is alright. I wait for my love to find me and whisper into my heart that life